Soon after her divorce, Mavis returns to her home in small-town Minnesota.
What are you doing back in Mercury? Or you move back, or?
Of course not. Gross.
Seeking to relive her glory days, she tries to rekindle a romance with her ex-boyfriend, who is now married with kids.
That new baby of his is just darling.
Have you seen it? Up close?
Finding that returning home is more difficult than she thought, Mavis forms an unusual bond with a former classmate in Young Adult. So next up is Young Adult, directed by USC alumnus Jason Reitman and written by Diablo Cody, the same team that did Juno. James, Liz, you've both just seen it. Tell us about it.
Young Adult is a massive disappointment, and we'll put aside its rather mean-spirited politics for the time being and focus instead on the lazy crutches that Diablo Cody uses for her writing. We have this character, Charlize Theron, who goes back home from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Mercury, Minnesota to rekindle a romance with her former boyfriend, who is now married with a kid in tow. She's pretty hateful, to tell you the truth. She's an alcoholic, she might be crazy, she might have an eating disorder, she pulls the hair out of the back of her head, she's vain, she's something of a label whore,
Wow.
And yet we spend majority of the time following her around during the course of this film. And I love a clever jerk plot.
Like Bad Santa.
Like Bad Santa, or It's Always
great
Sunny in
movie.
Philadelphia.
Right.
But if you are going to make a movie where someone is mean to other people, there should be some wit, there should be some verve, there should be some elan to it. And there's nothing of that here.
Is that a dog in your bag?
Nope.
We actually allow small pets with a cleaning deposit.
Good. Good, because I have a small dog in my vehicle.
I think that this film is a problem because it's a hybrid of trying to make Diablo Cody's work a little bit more conventional. We have movies like Jennifer's Body, we have movies like Juno, which have this very hip dialogue that Diablo Cody is known for. It's this plugging into the youth of America and using all these pop culture references and trying to be a little bit marketable in that vein. And I think a lot of her wit comes from dialogue and script and not necessarily story. Problem with this film, in my eyes, is it takes the hipness of Diablo Cody's dialogue and it tries to ground it in something emotional, but it never really makes that turn into weight and substance.
During the entire film, you're on this teeter-totter. Are you supposed to feel sorry for her? Are you supposed to agree with her assessment of Middletown America? And basically, this movie is a massive dump all over Middle America. Because the epiphany that she has is that she's better than all of this. But what I will say is what Charlize Theron does is
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
She supersedes this character. She breaks at this thing where the song that she and her boyfriend used to make out to is now the song of the husband and wife. And you see her in a moment. She doesn't speak. She doesn't move. All you see is just the pain welling up inside her eyes. And she does a phenomenal job of basically giving some kind of subtlety and nuance to what is a vapid, vacuous bitch.
Well, I think you got your finger on my major criticism of the film, which is the actors, the writer, and the director all have different interpretations of the work.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we have Diablo Cody, which I think was just basically trying to write a clever, dark comedy. For me, it wasn't nearly as dark enough as it should have been. It really delves into conventionality about 3/4 of the way in, and I think that's partly the work of our director, Jason Reitman, who seems to have brought a lot of emotional weight to the script that the script didn't have the substance to support. Patton Oswalt really grounds the dialogue of the script in something real, which you need to appreciate because the film really skirts the line in terms of tone constantly.
I think you're right. I think he brings a wealth of pain, right, to his character. I think there's a sense of a well-traveled anxiety because he was this victim of this hate crime, and he finds a bizarre kindred spirit in Charlize Theron. I don't think it's actually written with any grace or subtlety, but they managed to find something between the nooks and crannies. Like everything that succeeds in this movie, I feel like succeeds within the cracks between words.
Nice to see you again.
You too.
Oh. Oh. There it is. Adorable. Thank you.
This movie feels like it is Diablo Cody's attempt at being Alexander Payne. It feels like a poor man's version of Election, or it feels like a poor man's version of About Schmidt.
Well, it sounds like you both have dissected this movie enough. let's take it to a vote. Please grab your tickets.
If you're drawn to it and the trailer strikes your fancy, then check it out. But don't pay full price at the theater. Stream it.
People in flyover states think that coastal liberals like me are elitist and condescending, and thanks to Diablo Cody and Young Adult, they're right. Skip it.
Well, that's a half a ticket, which is a stream it for Young Adult.